Yeah, so at the moment my mall is full. I have 100 packets of OCB. Well, I have 99. Yesterday I gave one away. Okay, I have 97. Yeah, because I've given two away and I've used up one. I've sold one. So that's free from 100. Yeah. And I have several packets of cigarettes. I have more than just those inside of my bucket. So this bucket is what we call a walk-in mall, in St. Lucia. In the Caribbean countries, as far as I know, that's pretty much St. Lucia. Pretty much. So yeah, I have a bucket that sells cigarettes. So I have things that people smoke. Yeah. So there was an asshole at my neighbor's. It was just like 2 minutes ago, I'm telling you, 2 or 3. Time moves quickly, not sure how long ago, but just a little while ago. So the guy was getting on about, he asked me if I have anything to smoke. So I told him I have a mall, I sell cigarettes. So then he was getting on about how he was asking me if I smoke cigarette. So like he wasn't speaking about cigarette, he was maybe talking about weed. Because yeah, he's an asshole, I know, so I try my best to give him nothing. So yeah, he was telling me that he knows I don't smoke cigarette and he was talking some shit that doesn't make sense, you know. So he told me that he's so messed up. He'll show me something. So he told me he'll show me that he's so messed up. I already know that he's messed up, he's an asshole, jackass partner. So I'm listening to hear what this punk is saying. Big mistake, giving any attention to such an asshole. But yeah, he came and he pulled out a weed from his pocket. One buds of weed, maybe like smaller than someone's big finger, way thinner. And he tried to make me take the smell of that. He tried to put that by my nose. I usually don't try to smell anybody's hand or them kind of shit or put anything too close to my face. But before I know it, this asshole put his hand in my face and I could see that it was a weed. So I didn't really try to block it. Nothing, yeah. But I was wondering what's this guy about to do. I was watching cautiously, but I saw that it was a weed, so I didn't try to block his hand physically. So he was trying to tell me, that's the sound of a washing machine, by the way. He was trying to tell me that he has a weed and he was going to give me a weed, but he's not going to give it to me because I'm such a fuck up fella. Yeah, everybody could tell you that I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm always giving people things. That's part of my downfall at the moment. That's how some people see it, but yo, I'm laughing every day. I'm feeling good, eating good food every day. I'm a vegan, by the way. Yeah. So, the asshole, mind my language, I'm sorry. If there are any children who are watching and heard that, I'm extremely sorry about my language. Yeah. I'm trying to be as free as possible and as respectful as possible and as real as possible, as me as possible. Yeah, and things happen around me all the time. Yeah, um, among a lot of troublesome friends here and there. And I travel to different places. I have friends in different communities, and all these communities I could think of right now are communities where you occasionally hear gunshots or happen to witness a fight. You know. So the thing I was saying earlier was that the Joker came and said that I'm not any kind of ras on this that, and that's why I'll eat egg with cake. I'll eat cakes with egg in it, and because I was eating a piece of cake, coconut cake. But you know, people talk any shit. So he's a hater, I know. He's a gay guy or something. I don't know. He has problems. He's mentally unstable in so many ways. He's somebody that I don't give any time because I know he's a thief and he's fucked up all kind of ways. So I try my best to avoid him. But once there was a little like a little debate between us in a way, similar to tonight. Some kind of verbal altercation, little altercation thing, disagreement, a little disagreement, yeah. And he showed that he's a real asshole, and I decided that's somebody I'm not going to give anything, and I shouldn't give them any of my time or attention either. Yeah, so tonight I was reminded of that. That's his voice. I don't know if you heard it. He has some kind of gay guy laugh and some gay guy ways, He does a lot of things like a real gay guy. Yeah, I have. Okay, I'm not going to say anything about that right now. I was going to probably say something about violence and say that I'm going to try my best to not even let any violence into my amazing ambience. No thoughts of negativity to come into my head, you know? So yeah, I was just saying I want to try my best to avoid any arguments right now and for the rest of my life. Thank you. Especially with assholes who have no understanding whatsoever. So many things, simple things, like. So yeah, so I was there, and the punk told me that I will keep eating egg cakes and things. So I told him a piece of truth. I always deal with love and truth, and sometimes a lot of people can't handle the truth and they want to kill you for the rest of their life or whatever, wishing you bad forever, and you don't even have the time to wish them bad. So yeah, that asshole is one of these kinds of people. Yeah. You guys are interrupting my food. Well, I think I'm letting the talking interrupt my food. My dinner. So yeah. So I was saying, that fool. Okay, I'll try and minimize on the amount of times I say fool or the A word. A hole or whatever. Yeah, so I told him a piece of truth, which is I told him he could get old, he could reach 100 years, and he will still be minding people's business. Yeah. So he told me that I will be at my mother's home, and like in the state that I'm in right now, where I don't have a vehicle or whatever. He's trying to tell me that that's the state I will be in my whole life. The stage of success that I'm in, that's the stage I will be in my whole life. I say, I'm thinking this fool doesn't know I have my own house. And I don't know, he's a madman. They say anything they want. But yeah, so I told him, when he said that, I told him one thing I know that I'll get better at is that I won't be giving assholes like him my time. I won't be getting into any debate or giving any attention to assholes like himself. So I know I'll be better about that. I'll grow in that area. And I started to leave. So he was saying that I have to run, I have to go home. And then I tell him, he knows that what I just said is the truth. And I left. So I came to my home, my mom's home, and I could hear the asshole shouting and go home, go home. Like a real asshole. I'm thinking to myself, it's a good thing I left, because he's arguing with himself even when I'm not here. So how could I have stayed there and expect that he wouldn't try to argue with me? But anyway, I don't want to be violent or be a victim of violence or disturbance, because there's too much stuff going on in my amazing life, and I have too much stuff to organize, and too many people who care about me and who would not like to hear that I'm getting into mischief out there or being victimized. Yes. So, as far as I see, my life is so blessed. Yeah, definitely blessed. So, this is just another moment on the road to success. I didn't have a phone for a little while. That's the reason why I wasn't posting anything. And that's the reason why my last videos, I couldn't really type, because the last phone I had, my screen was cracked. And I was still able to post videos, but I wasn't able to type. My screen was cracked so badly. Then the phone just stopped working, because I was wasting too much time to buy another screen. So yeah, I know everything happens for a reason. So I'm trying to learn the lessons as they come. So tonight I saw somebody that I need to avoid, because I don't need useless drama in my life. And yeah, I'll see you guys. I have a few videos to post, so I'll see you soon. Yeah. Now I don't want to be posting videos of violence or whatever that happened in my community or somewhere out there where I was passing or happened to be. Because usually we laughing, we're in the rivers, on the beach, among the green, the fig trees, the food. We're in the garden. We're in blessed ambiances. We're places that are surrounded with love. and health and life. But things happen sometimes, and sometimes it's a sad situation. So I remember it was probably the last video that I posted when I was saying that a friend of mine got stabbed. Yeah, but he did not die. There was a little fight, and yeah, these things happen from time to time. People fight. From the time my phone was crushed, I have two friends who have died. One was shot several times. I think it was real fast, an automatic weapon. I think something shots hit him. He did a little time in the States. You might have known him, but maybe you don't. I think he was in New York for a little while, when he was younger. But yeah, so sad story. Nobody knows who did it up to now, as far as I know. Yeah, and there was another friend of mine who allegedly hanged himself. His father gave me a ride after that, and his father was telling me that he believes his son was killed, and he thinks he knows which two people might have been involved. And this that he didn't tell me too much, and everybody else says that the son took his life. I was wondering what reason he would have. As far as I knew, things were looking alright for him, but I don't know what happened. I really don't know. Yeah, so that was just recently. I think both of them are getting buried this week. Yeah. So I'm back. Yeah. And I'm just testing out my camera right now. Yeah. I made a song with a youngster today. He was really excited. He told me he had a song working on and that it was not complete. And he wanted me to drop a verse on it. And yeah, we did it. So at the start of the song, he he says that like it's a song for a girl, and a song for the ladies. And he said at the starting, like, girl, you are the opener to my piton babe. That's a local drink, local alcoholic drink in St. Lucia, named after the pitons, Go Piton, Piti Piton, in Soufrière and Choiseul. Different communities, but they look like they're, depending on where you're looking at them, they look like they're next to each other or right behind each other, one after the other. Two peaks. They look close, real close. So yeah, he started the song saying that you're my opener to my piton. And the song, to me, he was so eager to record it that at first it wasn't in time with the beat at all, but he it managed to fix itself. He slowed down, and to me it's sounding kind of like he's drunk. The person singing it is drunk, and with all the background effects and this that. So yeah, I believe that it's perfect. It's a perfect song because at the start of the song he says that You're my opener to my P-tongue. Like, you could see that that's somebody who loves to drink. And the way it sounds like, as if he was drunk. But yeah, it's a work in progress. We'll fix it afterwards. But yeah, this is it. Okay, before I play this beautiful song, yeah, I think I made a video of the same guy who was in the argument with me earlier. I think I mentioned him in another video about the previous incident when he showed that he's a hater, when he proved that he's a hater. But I'll just tell you about it right now, real quick. From tomorrow, I want to be on a more positive note on my YouTube channel, definitely. I have to make a lot of covers, and I have some originals to put out there. So yeah, life is progressing. So that guy, there was a party around the same place where he is right now, at my uncle's place. One of my uncles is my neighbor. So I was there. I came there away from the crowd. I came there, and he asked me for weed. I had a little smoke of weed. So he saw me give somebody a weed. He asked me for a weed. So I told him that I don't have any weed on me right now, and that if I went by my home, I would try to remember him and bring one for him. So I was there. Then I saw an uncle of mine, another uncle of mine, by my father's side. I'm older than him. He's a youngster, talented youngster, football star. Yeah, so he came, and his girlfriend is my friend. And and I told her I would give her weed. Yeah, and I saw him, and I don't really go to the area anymore where he lives. I don't go there so often. So I went to get a weed for him and one for his girlfriend. And I asked him to give it to her for me. She's my friend. Even before he was engaged to her like they are now, he told me that he was thinking of being with her and this, that, and that. He knows that she and I have some kind of connection. We always bonding and playing and messing around and this, that, back and forth at each other. So he was telling me that he thinks, like he should tell me that he was thinking of rolling on her. And then so I told him. So he was saying that it looks like I love her. So I told him it's not he, and he wasn't the only one there. There were a few of us. So I told him he could roll. He could do what he's doing. And because I told him I'm not as interested in her as he might think. And she's my friend, and that he could do what he's doing. So yeah, but we still close, me and her. We don't see each other so often. But yeah, even they have a child together, even when maybe the same day that the child was conceived, I was in that area, and I spent some time with my little uncle, and he was telling me and his cousin that they grew up like brothers. A lot of people think they're brothers, but he was telling us that he had sex with that girl today, and these days when they were having sex, he usually sperms inside of her. So I know that I should expect her to get pregnant anytime. Yeah. But to her, she might be thinking that I'm so surprised because she doesn't know we're so close, and I happen to be there at the right time to get to know. So yeah, there's that. A really relevant story. I'm working on my bad habits. Yeah. So that night, the asshole saw that I went for weed and gave to my uncle. So he was telling me that I'm messed up and I didn't bring a weed for him and this, that. So I told him I can remember giving him a weed not too long ago, just a few days ago. I had another stop. So I told him that I don't owe him any weed. And I told the girl that I would send a weed to her, and since I got a way to get it to her without using my time and energy to try to go there, I'm thankful that I could give him the weed and he would get a weed to her, get it to her. So yeah. So that night, the same punk started talking about how I'm not moving right and I'm not a Rasta man. And I gave him my undivided attention and tried to figure out what's wrong with him. What's he really trying to say and what's his problem. So the guy talked and talked and talked for I timed him when I watched when I almost left after an hour, because there was a little party, there was some little entertainment going on, and I had some friends there, and I was trying to listen to that guy so he could free up himself and say what he wants to say. And he talked for a whole while, saying nothing, saying about that I need an empress, I need my own empress, a serious empress, and thing, and that I don't give him things of I'm telling you, it was not even a week since I gave him a joint, at least. And yeah, he's just unappreciative so much that he might not have even remembered. But anyway, so I told him that I'm thankful that I wasn't in a rush, and I'm glad I gave him my time today because I realize he has nothing to say and I won't give him my time again. And yeah, so he talked and I asked him if he wanted to know how long he has talked for. He laughed and he was trying to convince some of my friends that were there close to us in the time, because I left him and I had already left and went by my friends, and he came there in a way. He came close to them and he brought up a useless topic that makes no sense. Yeah, so then I told him that I'm thankful I gave him my time tonight for me to see for myself that he has nothing to say to me and he makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah. And while he was talking, I told him I just noticed something, because the Most High reveals truth to me. So I told him that, yeah, the Most High reveals truth to me, and I just saw something. I just realized that he's a hater. Yeah, so he can't get any of my energy further. So I told him I realized that he's a hater, and I decided that I wouldn't give him anything. But I went back on my words a few times, and I've given him a job. And I don't think I've ever given him no special weed, no hard weed, like extremely hard weed, because I had some of them recently. And I still gave him a few things, so now he's thinking he's my friend and that he could just try to disrespect me any chance he gets. So yeah, you have to do what you have to do and keep moving forward. Don't just run back. Yeah. Yesterday I trimmed my hair a bit. I cut out the ends and it's much shorter in my eyes. Well, it definitely is much shorter right now, but I still feel good. Yeah. A lot has been up. I didn't plan that this video would be an hour. I still don't. And I'm hoping that it's not. But yes, a lot has been going on. I'm not even sure if this video has stopped recording because this is not my selfie camera. Myself. This is not the selfie camera I'm using. It's not the front camera, it's the back. And I can't see the screen right now. So I'm not really sure if it's recording. Yeah, maybe I should check. And it looks like it is. Yeah. So I feel good. It's good to be alive. And yeah, we've been good. Remember I mentioned an asshole once in one of my recent videos from last year. I remember it was Creole Day, the same day I made a video. It was Creole Day, and he approached me with a cutlass and held my right shirt sleeve gently, and told me that he doesn't want me to come in his community, the community that I was born in, by the way. I left for a little while and I'm there again often, and he considers that I shouldn't give him any back chat or make any jokes. But he wants to give jokes and talk shit all day, but he considered I shouldn't be able to tell him whatever. But I gave him some back chat, and he was upset, and he said he would burn my house and he would chop me when he sees me. Yeah, I remember putting a video about that. But it actually started once when he was joking around, and I was not paying any attention to him. And then he tried to make me the subject of his jokes, and he said, so I can remember he said something like, if he hears one of my songs on the radio, he's starting to sing, he's starting to make songs, because he knows that he could make better songs than me. But I'm telling you, I was not bothered one bit. I was feeling great. Yeah, and then when he said that, he laughed and he told me he hopes that I'm not upset. So I told him, no, I'm not easily upset. And I hope that he doesn't get upset, because if he does, then his mouth might get burst. That was a big mistake, apparently. Because that guy wanted to fight. He had the scissors and he thought I didn't have anything sharp that I could defend myself with. But I had two scissors that day. But he didn't know but I really didn't want to fight, but he wanted to. So he was talking about that. It seems I don't know where I am and I'm in his community and this, that, and he could make me scared to come around there and he could burn my house. So I told him that all of what he's saying there, I noticed that he's just probably trying to make me upset because all of what he's doing there, I could do it too. And I could make him scared to go by his home. And I live far from his home. But talking, entertaining an idiot, being a fool. Yeah, so I told him that I could make him scared to even be by his home. Yeah. So he was surprised to hear a youngster like myself tell him that. Because he had just came from jail a little while earlier. And he was feeling like he's older than all of us. He's small, his body is small, but he knows that he's a madman. Yeah, so he has, like, he had spent a little time around me. He knew me before he went to jail. But when he came out, he spent a little time around me and my friends. He's worked with us on farms among watermelon and among pumpkin and potatoes and which other farmhouse he worked with us. He's worked among cabbage. So yeah. So he's heard my voice and knows I'm a friendly guy. So he considered that I shouldn't be able to tell him these things. Yeah. So some of my friends came there one time. That was more reason why he hesitated about trying to attack me. And yeah, so one of my friends came and they gave a joke. I laughed and my mood was changed. I was in a good mood once again. And then he when I stood up, I was about to leave and he rushed me and he told me let's fight and he pushed me with his fist somehow, like, what? I was laughing at the time when he did that. And I noticed that this guy really wants to fight, but he didn't harm me at all. So I didn't even pay him any attention. I didn't play him no mind. I paid him no attention. And I left on my business. I wasn't going too far. I went to check another friend of mine first. We were talking on this, that, then I left. Yeah. Yeah, that's my mom.